Deutsche, Volksgenossen und Genossinnen. Am 30. Januar dieses Jahres wurde die neue Regierung der nationalen Konzentration gebildet.
February the 10th, 1933. The Führer gave a fantastic speech with a very sharply worded challenge to the communists. At the end, he drifted into wonderful, truly incredible pathos, concluding his oration with the word Amen. It seemed so natural that everyone was captivated and deeply moved. It was filled with such power and faith, was so novel and courageous, and had such power and stature that nothing from the past bears comparison with it. February the 20th, 1933. I saw the film of the Führer's speech at the Sports Palace. The footage worked very well. It will prove indispensable to us as a propaganda tool. This film will be shown wherever the Führer cannot make speeches. Its power comes above all from the coherence and harmony of word, facial expression, and gesture. Now meetings are becoming a real pleasure. We have a new subject that grips us all. We have enthusiasm, energy, and absolute commitment for our cause. We have audiences that respond passionately. We can speak from the heart, and we no longer need to spare our enemies' feelings. For the election, we're generating large amounts of money, and this will put an end to all our financial problems. I set the propaganda machinery in motion, and an hour later, the printing presses were chattering away. February the 21st, 1933. Our propaganda is considered to be exemplary, not just by the German press, but by the international press too. We have acquired so much expertise in this field during previous election campaigns that we can overcome our opponents. We frighten them, and they hardly dare utter a word. Now we will show what the apparatus can achieve if you know how to use it. March the 8th, 1933. I now have a structure for my ministry. It is divided into 5 major departments, covering radio, the press, film, propaganda, and theater. Those areas are all close to my heart, so I will be devoting my energy and passion to them. Today, the Hitler Youth marched along Unter den Linden. I can watch them for hours, thrilled, never tiring of the sight. The German Revolution is underway. Flags with swastikas fly outside every public building. Occasionally, civil servants object, but mild pressure is enough to bring them to heel.
Die nationale Revolution, in deren Verlauf wir heute stehen.
March the 15th, 1933. I held a press conference for the first time. I am developing a new, modern press strategy. Here, too, a complete break is required. Many of the people present were completely unsuitable for shaping public opinion. I'll be weeding them out very quickly. Overlapping responsibilities between my new portfolio and the existing ministries are causing some problems. But we Nazis always agree quickly on solutions, because we approach everything in a spirit of sound common sense. March the 17th, 1933. The Potsdam celebrations are being held in the National Socialist style for the first time. They are being broadcast throughout Germany. The nation in its entirety must be part of this event. I've been working on all aspects of the project until deep into the night and doing everything I can to impress this occasion on the minds of the young. March the 22nd, 1933. The cabinets and members of the Reichstag's journey from St. Nicholas Church to the Garrison Church was almost insufferable. We were all but crushed by the huge crowds. Hindenburg entered the Garrison Church with the Führer A somber silence fell upon everyone present. The president read out his message to the members of the Reichstag and the German people.
Macht uns zum Rückblick auf das alte Preußen.
March 27th, 1933. I dictated a harshly worded article on the Jews and their smear campaign. This is the only thing to do. Jews don't respond to generosity or to a spirit of magnanimity. You have to show them what you are prepared to do. I sent my text by telegram to Munich so that the Führer gets a copy. He will decide when to start the campaign. March the 31st, 1933. Many people think the boycott will lead to war. If we stand up for ourselves, we only gain respect. If the anti-German smears abroad cease, the boycott will be stopped. Otherwise, we will fight to the death. April 25th, 1933. My trip home to Reit became a huge triumphal procession. I agreed to be honored for my mother's sake. She has been slandered, subjected to malicious gossip, despised and persecuted in this provincial little town, and she has suffered as a result. We all know how these petty bourgeois communities are. Now I want them to repay the years of suffering and moral torment with a true triumph. That's why I came home. To show that her endless sufferings have not been in vain.
Ich bin auf das Äußerste gerührt und beglückt durch den wunderbaren herzlichen Empfang, den mir das ganze Rheinland, den mir meine Vaterstadt und den mir in dieser Stunde der Rhein-Westfälische Rundfunk bereitet. Im rheinischen Volk habe ich meine Wurzeln. Sein Witz, sein Temperament, seine leichte Beweglichkeit sind die Leitsterne meines Lebens gewesen.
In Berlin, wie in anderen Universitätsstädten Deutschlands, wurden undeutsche und unsittliche Bücher von den Studenten eingesammelt und öffentlich verbrannt. Das Scheiterhaufen auf dem Opernplatz in Berlin.
May the 11th, 1933. Worked until late at home. In the evening, I gave a speech outside the Opera House, in front of the bonfire, while the filthy, trashy books were being burnt by the students. I was at the top of my form. Huge crowds. Superb summer weather began today.
Der kommende deutsche Mensch wird nicht nur ein Mensch des Buches, sondern auch ein Mensch des Charakters sein. Und dazu wollen wir euch erziehen.
August the 19th, 1933. Opening of the Broadcasting Fair. A grand, dignified occasion. My speech went down very well.
Es ist nicht wahr, dass der Rundfunk ein Eigenleben neben der Zeit führen könnte. Er hat mehr als jede andere Form unseres öffentlichen Daseins die Pflicht, der Zeit, ihren Forderungen und Bedürfnissen Rechnung zu tragen und Ausdruck zu geben.
Saw the exhibition. It turned out very well. Television is only months away. I made a call to the Far East and to the captain of the Bremen at sea. I could clearly be heard. People are stunned by the technological advances.
Die Stärke eines guten Rundfunkprogramms liegt in der richtigen Dosierung zwischen Unterhaltung, Freude, Belehrung, Erziehung und Politik. Experimente gehören ins Laboratorium und nicht vor die Millionenschar der Rundfunkhörer.
Also Sie schneiden das Bobrennen.
Gut.
Und Sie das Skispringen.
Jawohl.
Mein Führer, die Belegschaft der Siemenswerke und mit ihr das ganze schaffende deutsche Volk gelobt Ihnen in unerschütterlicher Treue in diesem Kampfe hinter Ihnen zu stehen und komme, was kommen mag, die deutsche Ehre, die deutsche gleiche Berechtigung und den Frieden Europas zu verteidigen. Der Führer hat das Wort.
Nicht die intellektuellen Schichten haben mir den Mut gegeben, dieses gigantische Werk zu beginnen. Sondern das kann ich sagen, den Mut habe ich nur gefasst, weil ich zwei Schichten kannte, den Bauer und den deutschen Arbeiter. Vielleicht wird mancher unter Ihnen sein, der es mir nicht verzeihen kann, dass ich die marxistischen Parteien vernichtete. Aber mein Freund, ich habe die anderen genauso vernichtet. Sie sind
Sir John Simon, Monsieur Dollfuss, le docteur Goebbels arrivent à la séance.
Now, the Bureau had hardly adjourned its meeting on Saturday.
September the 25th, 1933. Went to League of Nations with Neurath. Depressing. A gathering of the dead. I was interested to see these people in real life. Sir John Simon, the English foreign minister, tall and imposing. Paul Boncourt, an unsavory poser, a Frenchman and man of letters, not a real man. The Austrian, Dollfuss, a dwarf, a fop, a rogue, otherwise nothing unusual. They inspected and scrutinized me. How hugely superior we Germans really are. The whole affair lacked dignity and style. In the old days, Democrats fitted in well here and felt at home, but it isn't our sort of thing. The press were excited by me. They wanted interviews.
Ich bin der festen Überzeugung, der Frieden in Europa muss erhalten bleiben. Ich bin weiterhin der festen Überzeugung, käme ein Krieg, er wäre das größte Unglück für die Welt.
What does the new Germany think of economic developments in the States?
Wir betrachten die wirtschaftliche Entwicklung in Amerikas mit dem allergrößten positiven Interesse.
Dr. Goebbels says that here we are in fact concerned with the greatest economic and social problem which the world has ever had to solve, namely to reinstate in the process of production the millions of people who have lost their jobs in factories and shops and offices.
July the 5th, 1935, Wednesday. all kinds of tricky little chores in Heiligendamm. Richard Strauss wrote a particularly obnoxious letter to the Jew, Stefan Zweig. The police intercepted it. The letter is impudent and, worse, really stupid. Now Strauss will have to go too. These artists all lack political principles. From Goethe to Strauss, away with them. Strauss writes to a Jew. That's disgusting. July the 15th, 1935, Saturday. Lazed around, chatting with the Führer. He's working hard on foreign policy. But domestic issues have claimed his attention too. Fury at Frick and his bureaucrats. He will probably go soon, and I won't be complaining. We had lunch together. Sunshine, relaxation, a stroll with the Führer. It was touching to see ordinary people. The women were so happy they cried. I could scarcely hold back the tears. Time spent with Führer and Helga. She is sweet. Sunday, breakfast at the Führer's. He was delighted by the 2 beautiful days. We planned to create a large spa for working men and women on one of the North Sea islands. 10,000 beds, 15 million marks. We were both incredibly excited. Then the Führer leaves. I stay behind, feeling sad.
Was wäre diese Bewegung ohne die Propaganda geworden? Und wohin geriete unser Staat, wenn nicht eine wirklich schöpferische Propaganda ihm heute noch das geistige Gesicht gäbe?
March the 22nd, 1936. Early to work. Appeal to the nation. I give a pep talk to the press. The election campaign is consuming almost all of my time. Went out to the Wannsee with Magda and looked at a summer house. It really would be nice if we could rent or buy it. It's on the island of Schwanenwerder, with a glorious lakeside location. Let's wait and see.
So, nun schlaft schön.
Wir gratulieren dir, lieber Papa.
So, das freut einen, dass so viele mit dem goldenen Parteiabzeichen dabei sind. Sind Sie Landarbeiter, ja? Wie viele Kinder haben Sie? 12. Da muss ich mich ja genieren. Wie viele Kinder haben Sie? 3. Also hier, das ist das Beispiel. Da hinten sind einer, der hat 32.
Ja, aber nicht mal einer war.
Was? Wie viele haben Sie?
3.
3, das ist ja gar
aber
nichts.
Ich bin ja noch.
May the 19th, 1936. Went out to Schwanenwerder in glorious sunshine. Magda was kind and sweet. Long boat trip. My employee Hegert is concerned the military will absorb our efforts if war comes. A general as head of propaganda. A grotesque idea. I'll fight against that. Propaganda should be left to those who understand it. June the 20th, 1936. Yesterday, Schwanenwerder. We were waiting for Max Schmeling's fight with Joe Louis. We were on tenterhooks the whole evening with Schmeling's wife. We told each other stories, laughed and cheered.
Und die Massen im Stadion stehen auf den Stühlen und sehen den Endspurt von Max Schmeling. Max, weiter, weiter, kein Pardon. Weiter!
In round 12, Schmeling knocked out the Negro. Fantastic, a dramatic, thrilling fight. Schmeling fought for Germany and won. The white man prevailed over the black, and the white man was German. I didn't get to bed until 5. November the 6th, 1936. Miss Riefenstahl is treating me to her histrionics. There's no way I can work with a lunatic like her. And there's something wrong. Now she wants $500,000 more to make a second film. I remained as cold as ice towards her. She started sobbing. Women always do this, but it doesn't work with me anymore. She needs to start doing real work and get organized.
Der Deutsche Filmpreis 1937-38 wurde Frau Leni Riefenstahl für ihr Filmwerk Olympia, Fest der Völker, Fest der Schönheit zuerkannt. Mit einem Fleiß ohnegleichen, mit vorbildlicher Genauigkeit, mit größtem technischem und künstlerischem Können wurde hier eine Leistung vollbracht, die nicht nur bei uns, sondern auch in der Presse des Auslandes die größte Bewunderung fand.
November the 6th, 1936. I drove out to the Bogensee Lake. Everything was calm and peaceful here. A place where one can work and think, and splendid autumn weather. Spent the late afternoon reading. Emil Ludwig's Murder in Davos, a nasty, veritably Jewish effort. It could turn you into an anti-Semite if you weren't one already. This Jewish plague needs to be eradicated, utterly, every last trace. Spent time chatting, reading, writing, to bed on time. Sleeping out here in the forest is wonderful. December the 12th, 1936. Cut the editors-in-chief of the dissident press down to size, told them what's what, gave them countless examples of their irresponsibility. And that's the end of that. From now on, I'll be imposing tough penalties. I expect order and compliance. December the 3rd, 1937. Popped over to Schwanenwerder late in the afternoon. Magda was a little sick. She was so kind and patient. The children were so sweet. I loved them all dearly. We chatted, played and messed around. It was great fun. In the evening, I monitored some films in Berlin. Maidenhood, a Prague film with Lida Barova. Wonderful acting, magnificently directed, but the locations were somewhat grubby and dirty. Typically Czech. It does absolutely nothing for me. But there's no denying how skillfully everything was done.
Deutschland begeht in den Bayreuther Festspielen 1938 den 125. Geburtstag Richard Wagners, in dessen unsterblichem Wirken die germanische Welt ihren herrlichsten Ausdruck fand.
July the 25th, 1938. Bayreuth, Villa Wanfried. Magda was very happy. She is better, and we are both happy to be back together. The Führer had already arrived. He was in a good mood, very friendly. The festival. Tristan. We all showed up in a big procession. First scene, magnificent. Second, slightly embarrassing and kitschy. The final scene, not good either. But that music, those acoustics, incomparable. Thousands of Czech Germans are below, calling out for the Führer. It's truly stirring. The Führer told me he will be resolving this issue very soon, and he'll be as good as his word. The big opportunity will arise one day. August the 18th, 1938. A tough day. A long heart-to-heart talk with Magda in the evening, which was ultimate humiliation for me. I'll never forgive her. She is so hard on me and cruel. I need powerful medication to sleep, and I haven't eaten a thing for 3 days. The same never-ending routine at work. I can hardly bear it anymore. I have no one to help me. I don't want anyone anyway. It's important to feel pain in life and never to run away from problems. This is the most tormented moment of my life. November the 10th, 1938. Major demonstrations against the Jews in Kassel and Dessau. Synagogues set alight and shops demolished. In the afternoon, news came that the German diplomat von Rath was murdered by a Jew. But I'm feeling better now. Went to a party reception in the old city hall, which was packed. I mentioned the Jewish matter to the Führer. He said, "Let the demonstrations continue and withdraw the police." The Jews need to experience the people's fury at first hand, just this once. It's only right and proper. I passed the requisite instructions to the police and party. Everyone rushed to fulfill their orders. Now it's time for the people to act.
Gelegentlich seiner Reise, die ihn durch verschiedene Staaten des europäischen Südostens führte, besuchte Reichsminister Dr. Goebbels Ägypten, wo er von der deutschen Kolonie in Kairo begeistert begrüßt wurde. Bei Gizeh besichtigte Dr. Goebbels die Pyramiden und ließ sich anschließend von dem Leiter der deutschen Ausgrabungen bei Saqqara, Dr. Juncker, die historischen Denkmäler und den Stand der Ausgrabungen erläutern.
August the 23rd, 1939. Yesterday, the announcement of the non-aggression pact with Moscow proved to be a global sensation. The balance of power in Europe has been shifted. London and Paris are stunned. The Poles are full of bravado, but that makes them look ridiculous. It was a brilliant move by the Führer. Let's see how the world reacts. Military convoys are moving. I work without a break from midday to late afternoon. I'm supposed to be dictating my speech for the party conference. But it's an impossible task. I have no idea who I'm supposed to be attacking and who I'm not. The Führer wants to speak to me. I agree to visit him on Wednesday. September the 1st, 1939. Yesterday. At noon, the Führer issues the order to attack at about 5 a.m. It seems the die is cast now. Goering remains skeptical. The Führer doesn't believe the English will intervene. Excitement has reached a maximum level. At home, work. I put finishing touches to the proclamation to the people and the party. I work on propaganda posters for Poland.